Hello, YouTubers. Welcome back. Today I'm going to go over a tool I wrote that is open source and free that you can use called Visual Conda Compare that allows you to auto-generates an HTML file for easy comparison of various Conda environments. I wrote this tool because sometimes I'd like to see the difference between environments clearly displayed. Like if they're similar environments, like for example, if I have a different version of something I'm developing and with different versions of the dependencies, and I want to see clearly like what's the difference between them. And there are many other use cases you can imagine. But for example, I have three Flask development environments on my machine, and I was like, what's the difference between 1, 2, and 3? And basically, you can easily see that here. So Flask Dev 2 doesn't have adders or blinker. Flask Dev 1 and 3 have different versions of adders. You can see there are dashed lines where things don't exist in a certain environment that do exist in others, etc. So it's quite useful and it's quite easy to use. So how do you do this? So first of all, you need a Conda environment. So if you you'll need miniconda. So for example, I'm in my base environment here, my base Conda environment, and you can see that I am using miniconda. And so I think this requires miniconda. It won't work. It does not work with micro mamba, and I haven't tested it on the fully featured Anaconda, but miniconda is a nice compact version of Anaconda, which I would recommend anyone use. To install miniconda, you can just go to, I'll share this link in the description, but docs.anaconda.com/miniconda/install. And then you just go down to the Mac. Well, I'm using Linux, so in Linux it's quite easy. You just curl the URL into somewhere on your local file system, and then you just run this shell script, which will install miniconda at the directory you so choose. In my case, I installed it in my home directory, and I think it adds it to your path, and it adds some things to your bash RC file, blah, 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 to make it easy to use Conda. For example, I have Conda here because it's in my path. Right. So now you have Conda, and now say you have a bunch of different environments, and you want to build this HTML file. So all you have to do then is clone this repo. So I will share this also in the description, but basically I'll share the command. You just git clone this repo. So I have this repo called Open Tools that has actually 4 different tools, but today we'll focus on Visual Conda Compare, which compares multiple Conda environments in a visual HTML format. Git clone, and I'll paste that, and I'll paste this entire command in the description. So if I clone this, done. The good thing about visual, so then after you've cloned it, you just cd into Open Tools/VCC. So Open Tools, let's cd change into that, and let's look. We have the 4 tools I discussed. Let's go into Visual Conda Compare. And there are just 2 Python files, and this one actually has no dependencies. So funny enough, to use Visual Conda Compare, you don't actually need to create a Conda environment because it works with Python built-ins. So now, to look at your Conda environments that you have, Conda in the list. And yeah, I have a few different ones. So let's just compare, I don't know, Flask Dev with Pygame. So I just run Python vcc.py, Flask Dev, and Pygame. So you just run the executable, and then with an unlimited number of arguments, where each argument is a Python environment. And then it finishes, and then it should have generated this conda.html file, which you can open, and it will open in the default browser. So you can see here, the differences between Pygame and FlaskDev. And like I said, it can be an unlimited number of, well, an unlimited number of environments. So just for fun, let's do all of my environments just to see what that does. So first, I'm going to create a text file containing my environments, paste. And then let's go ahead and just okay, so what I'm going to do is with open envs.txt read as f. Actually, before I do that, let's just a blank list. And then I'm going to open this file that I created previously. For line in F, append line.split 0. Okay, print. So this has all my environments in a list, and what I'm going to print them all separated by space, which will be a command to my visual Conda compare. Dot join. Ta-da! So now I just copy paste this. Python vcc.py. There we go. So now it's analyzing all of my environments, the dependencies of all of them. This is going to be, and then I open conda.html, and now you see I have all of my environments side by side compared. Wow. That's interesting that I have some dependencies that don't appear in any of them. This, I don't know what that is, but that's strange. But anyway, it looks like this stable diffusion, oh no, I was saying it's the most dense, but it's not the most dense actually. It's just front loaded. So anyway, there you go. That's Visual Conda Compare. I hope you all have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.